Hi, Randall.
Hello.
Are we on a tablet or are we on a phone or what are we on tonight?
On the phone at the minute. Just trying to get onto get the laptop.
To work, right?
To, so
Uh,
far, I've just used the laptop to answer uh, to say
it,
yes that I am going.
right.
That's about it.
Well, it's worked to that
Is
point,
there?
so hopefully it'll do more than that. Hi, Joe. How are you?
Oh, not bad. I figured I'd join you on a fine rainy day.
Oh, well, it's for a change here. It's not
Hey,
too
Joe.
bad. So
Morning, afternoon, evening.
yeah, evening in our department. So it's a holiday here. It's a bank holiday. So if I don't know about Randall, but it's been a reasonable day. So got things done as you always. It's always something to do.
Hasn't been too bad.
Um, what you're working on the oh sugar the Liberator? No,
B-17.
B-17. Couldn't remember. Slap. I'm still hearing you coming through at this stage, Randall. Come.
That's through the laptop. It's just here. Hang on.
Right. I say, yeah. Now, this is a similar issue to what I used to have on the old laptop I used. That the time lag was crazy on it. It worked, but you ended up sort of hearing yourself 30, 40 seconds after you've actually did a little bit of talking. So, I think if you got the extra RAM for it, it would make the difference. Have we gone again, or are we still here?
Should be still there.
Yeah. His picture's there, but he's not moving. I've been trying to sort Randall out. Randall's been using a tablet to do the hangouts, and he had a little lag again. So we'd hope that it would solve some of his issues, but doesn't seem to be a big improvement. Is the B-17 a specific kit, or is it? It's not a scratch build as such, is it? No.
Well, not so much a scratch built. I'm just modifying the original kit.
Who was the manufacturer? Monogram or
Revell. Sorry,
Revell?
Revell.
Right. Okay. Yeah. And what scale?
148.
Which is still a nice size for B-17. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be a good size. Playing with the bomb bay now.
Adding detail.
Scratch built the rack. Worked a little bit on the actual bomb racks, the walkway. Now kind of playing with the detail while some of that stuff dries.
Right. Is it a specific aircraft or?
Going to be Chowhound.
Don't know the name, but that doesn't mean I'm more a German aircraft than a US aircraft fan. So,
Chowhound is actually one of the kit decal kit decal schemes,
right.
And it's going to be for the Atomic Dog tribute.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So, kind of playing with this, see where she goes.
Are you still on the phone, Randall? Or are you? Yeah, I can barely hear your sound. That's the only thing now for some reason. Ah, dear, oh dear. Technology.
Can't live with it, can't live without it.
Nope, this is true. At least Google seems to be last Monday night, and it was terrible. We just gave up in the end of it. The picture breakup and the sound quality was so bad. So
I noticed that on Saturday. I was watching the Styrene Syndicate,
Yep.
and they were having major issues.
It just isn't. I think it's just down to usage. There's so many people using it now compared with when we first started doing this about 2 years ago. And then if there's one weak link, it seems to slow everything down. You must be into your good weather period now in the far northwest.
Oh, it's beautiful weather. Yesterday was 80, sunshine, beautiful weather.
We're nothing like that here. Our spring hasn't really sprung. It's never mind summer. So, oh, it's just Ireland. That's why it's so green.
Someday maybe I'll get over there.
It's worth a visit. If you're a European, it would be a bad time to visit. We're actually doing very well at the minute compared with the euro. The euro's are very favourable to us, and then the dollar's 154 to the pound, which isn't bad. But I remember the first time I went to the States way back in '89, it was something like 189 to the pound or something. It was a lot better value for money then. But no plans to go anywhere this year, so we'll see. Trying to get to Vegas next year for the 50th anniversary of Star Trek. That's another story.
At some point in time, I might give it a shot, but I can trace ancestry back to Dublin, so.
Right. Well, I mean, obviously the surname. It's a big business here. I mean, the ancestry side of things is a big business for people, especially down south. In Dublin and places like that, there's any amount of people will do it for you, but it's all about budget. My wife had it done for me a couple of years ago for my family, and you can go back a little bit, but you can't go back past about 1850 because the records just don't exist. They've either been destroyed, or they were never. It just wasn't It just wasn't done, unless you were a lot of Presbyterian churches, for example, would have kept records, whereas Catholic churches just simply didn't. So it depends on the family name and whatever other connections you have, how far back you can go. But it's interesting. It's always interesting.
Yeah, I spent some time at one point researching some, and I think I ended up tracing it back to, well, myself, and there were a couple other websites that traced back the name. And I think it traced back to 1400s.
No, if it's not if you had one of the obvious Irish names like McLaughlin or Doherty or something like that, you wouldn't have a hope in hell because there's so many of them. But if it's something slightly more unusual, you can usually find the route back. But it's always interesting. Are you on the tablet again, Randall?
I'm on the phone at the minute, but I was going to sign off and see if I can get back into the conversation through the laptop.
Yeah, the phone's actually looking quite good at the minute for a change.
Yeah, it's weird. I'm usually looking at my picture here, a small picture of myself, and it's usually sideways or something like that.
Yeah. Well, if you want to try, do you want to cut out and I'll add you back in again, or what way do you want to do it?
I'll cut out for now, and I'll see if I can answer on the laptop. See if that works.
Okay. Give it a go.
So if I don't answer when you're trying to ring me, don't worry, it's just me just arguing with things here.
No problem. Okay.
Okay.
See you soon. I think
I had a bunch of that arguing last night.
With getting set up?
I was going to actually set this up so that I could have my overhead camera going and record video that way.
Yeah.
And I could record the video no problem. I just couldn't get sound through it. So I've got a headset, wouldn't
Right.
pick up the sound.
I'm using a Macintosh. I'm a Macintosh-based setup rather than PCs, and I know it gives me enough problems without the PC side. The thing I set up for Randall is a little PC laptop, quite an old laptop, but it seemed to be okay for the job. But I don't think it's got enough memory, so he's trying to use that now, and I think that's what the issue is. It just doesn't. It's getting there, but it's just not enough.
Not enough oomph to do it.
To do. Yes. Same with I'm going to start to be changing this computer I'm using for this. I'm getting an old desktop iMac, Macintosh desktop, that I'm hoping to do overhead recordings with it myself too. I'm going to probably get an RA webcam. But here's Randall messaging me now. Keith wants to join in, so hold on, just add him in. Keith's the middle of the night as usual. It's about 5 a.m. or something in Tasmania. He always joins in. He's very dedicated. We'll try those two now to see.
Well, normally I'm working on a Monday, but today was one of those days.
Are you self-employed or you work for the man?
I work for a couple of men.
Oh, right,
well,
okay.
One man and one woman. I work as a grocery manager.
Right. Hi, Keith.
And,
Hello.
hello, Keith.
Hey, how you doing?
I don't think we've been introduced before.
Do you know Joe McCann? You've probably seen the name. You must have seen Joe's name about on Amazing Plastic.
I've seen the name, but I can't say I've met before. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
I'm just commenting that you're as usual up in the middle of the night.
Yep.
Tasmanian time. What is it, half 7:40? No, sorry, 5:40. I beg your pardon.
That's 4:40.
Oh God. Sorry. No, I'm actually on early tonight because I've something to do at 8:30, so I have to sort of head again around that time. But it's just a very different day today. And then tomorrow, I've a lot to do because tomorrow I'm off to see Paul McCartney live in concert.
Lucky individual.
No, my wife got me the tickets for it. I've always wanted to see him in concert. A Beatles fan from way back, but the opportunity never really presented itself. But he's playing in Birmingham in England, so that's where we're heading off to tomorrow for 2 nights.
I am definitely envious of you. That's yeah.
I don't
I'd like to go and
I don't suppose you get that many big concerts in Tasmania. So
no.
it's the same as here. There's nothing happens here. It's you have to travel to these things. Bear with me 1 second, guys. Be back in a second.
I think the biggest one we ever got down here was in the 80s. It's a while ago. Dire Straits.
I grew up in a home of country music fans, so I didn't spend a lot of time with concerts.
Oh, okay. There's nothing wrong with country music. My wife is a huge fan.
I am not.
Oh, great! Thank God for that. I was worried there for a minute.
My wife is
Oh,
a
no,
huge fan.
That's my idea of torture.
I can tell you truthfully that after listening to it growing up, the last thing I really want to hear is country music.
Fair enough.
I know. Too much of a good thing. How's that, Randall? Are you still on the laptop, or are you on the phone, or what are you on this time?
Hey, Randall.
Word. I've been trying to sort his laptop out for him, but it doesn't seem to be a vast improvement.
I can hear you. Whoa.
Right. We can hear you.
I got a
We can
picture
see
of
you
this
as
like
well. Right. I think I'm hoping that the RAM would make a difference, Randall. I think if you got the extra memory, it would make a difference. The poor thing's just trying to juggle. You've nothing else running. You've just got the web browser.
just a Web editor, yeah.
Yeah. The processor that's in that laptop's not that different to what's in the tablet. So I would have thought it would have been okay to cope with it, but
I can see you now. I can see myself now.
Right. I'm going to try and see if I can. What I was saying today, I'll try and see if I can get a hold of a laptop for you somewhere that's a reasonable spec. Sometimes we get them at work that are being disposed of. If I can, I'll try and see what I can do for you. Rather than have it thrown away, which is what usually happens.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't get that.
That would be cool.
Perfectly.
Just gonna grab something here to try.
We are hearing you okay, but the picture's just very slow update.
Right. 1 second.
Do you ever light any of your models, Joe?
No, I haven't tried that yet.
I've seen a few people now adding lights onto aircraft. Either doing the actual navigation lights and the search lights, because even most World War II aircraft had a fair number of lights on them, but it just doesn't seem to be something that's very popular.
Yeah, I honestly just haven't gotten into that part of it yet.
It's getting
So
easier.
what do you do, Joe?
I do a lot of aircraft right now, working on a B-17.
Nice one. Let's go.
148.
I'm sorry, 148. Yeah.
148. Jesus, that'd be a big one.
Oh yeah, and I basically started scratch building the interior.
If you look back at some of Joe's previous builds, the amount of detail he adds to aircraft is scary. So impressive.
Scary. I think that's a pretty good characterization of it.
I'm trying to finish off this Handley Page Hayford. Have you ever heard of one, Joe?
I have, yeah.
Yeah, it's a weird aircraft, very strange. I was completely unfamiliar with it, and then it was an old Matchbox kit. Someone gave it to me for nothing, and I was just intrigued with it. Unfortunately, it had been started badly, so I had a bit of work disassembling it and so on. I can't. It's drying at the minute. It's sitting here in two pieces with the wings, the lower and the upper half. It'll sit for a while now before I can do any more with it. A couple of days, but I'm away anyhow for a few days, so it's handy. But I'm going back to this hedgehog soon, Keith.
Yeah.
Star Destroyer, but I'll have to start back into it again, try and get the upper half done so I can then join the two together. But you can see the amount of optical fiber.
Yeah.
A few strands, yes.
That is going to look an absolute piece when you finish it.
Hopefully. I never guarantee. I was saying to Randall, I was showing Randall last night. He was up here, but the problem is when you get down to some of the smaller pieces, I may have overdone the optical fiber. It's just the problem's going to be getting that buttoned up. There's just so much of it on there, and this little feed down. That's more the orientation that goes. That will eventually be attached here somewhere. There's somewhere. So and then all the lighting will be in the main body, but.
I've got an idea for you. You don't have to redo that bit, but I've got this stuff, and this is.
Lost your picture.
You got me back?
Let me see. Black at the minute. This is the
Am I
same
back?
we had last week with it eventually dropping out.
Ah, I can see you. It's
Yeah.
this day.
I mean, I've got Joe, I've got Randall, I've got you back now.
Yep.
Yeah, you're back now. Yeah, you're
I'm
there.
back with sound. I can't see my picture moving.
Right. I think we'll have to go back to the drawing board and suggest what I was on about, Randall. I'll have to see what I can do about maybe getting you something, getting hold of something from a friend at work that we can see what we can do. Is that's optical fiber?
I can see Keith.
Yeah, this is optical fibre in a tube. Now
Yeah.
this is 64 fibres.
Mhm.
So, in a very thin tube. So, and there's 64 fibres in there.
Right.
So this helps you getting through all those tight spots. And I've got other ones that have got. Don't know whether they got more fibres, just thicker fibres. So
Yeah.
I think there may be 32.
Are those that's actual cable used in networking?
No. This is just from the fiberopticstore.com.
Right. Okay. Same.
Uh,
We have the
they're
same.
just
We have the same hassle again about customs and duty, but that's the problem. I've looked at them before, and they're very reasonably priced. But by the time you pay postage and add on the import duty, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Again, this one's thanks to Randall, because the fibres in this cost a grand total of £1.99. What it was is hold on, I'll get it and show it to you what it was. Hold on a second.
Yeah.
Fiber optic lamp.
Mind you, if Randall, I'm losing. It's too early. If Liam just orders just a small amount at a time, he should get by the the import duty. If you order a small amount at a time, or
Yeah.
maybe even ask them to
You can
put a
if you,
value on.
if you order it for less than £15, but this is what Randall found, and I went and bought several of them, and you can see how many fibres there are in the thing. And again, it's one of those silly. You get them on eBay for $1.99, I think it is. But I bought them locally, and it's just a lighting unit with, you put a battery in the bottom, and it puts out a blue light, and it's one of those old style of horses mains or something. So
Yeah, like in the 60s.
yeah, but there's 500 fibres in that for $1.99. So you can't compete with
You
it.
also get you also get a small set of LEDs that change color in a slow sequence.
Yeah.
As long as you don't forget and put through say 9 volts through the thing without putting a resistor in first, which I did.
Are you trying to tell me?
I forget-
We've all done it,
Well-
Randall. We've all done it. Yes.
I just
the
heard the small bang and a tiny whiff of smoke came up from the thing, and well, that was by my LEDs.
You know that electronics don't let the smoke out because they all run off with smoke. You let the smoke out, that's it, they're gone.
How are you getting on with the glider?
Yeah, I was about to say, all the plastics on the lights, all the plastic is on the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
So I've done all the fronds and all the rest of it. Now I've just been, I don't know whether you can see it, it's just very patchy. Epoxy sculpting it up. So
Hold on, I'm just trying to add someone in.
we've got the epoxy sculpt in there now.
Yep.
And I'm just sanding that back. And I've probably got another round or two of epoxy sculpt, but that's okay.
How hard is it to sand? Is it
Well, that's what I like about epoxy sculpt.
tough when it sets, or is it?
No, it sands down really nicely. Very smooth, very easy to sand down. You don't you don't have too much taking off of standard plastic. You know how a lot of the epoxy putties, they're a bit hard, so you end up chewing into your model's plastic. This doesn't. It's very nice. It's a nice consistency. I find that if I need something structural, I will use Magic Sculpt, and Magic Sculpt goes as hard as a rock, absolutely as hard as a rock. But so I usually like to make something structural with that and make it a little bit smaller than what I need, and then I'll put epoxy sculpt over the top of it so I can actually sculpt.
Yeah.
There you go, that piece.
I know certainly for general filling, you know, not big amounts. I mean, I use this stuff all the time now, but it's not for strength. It's more for easy fill in any gaps, things like that, and then they'll just use that for anything that they need to actually do moulding on. But that's just milliput's milliput. I think that's fairly universal throughout the world. But
yeah, it's good.
Plastic putty has just made such a difference.
Yeah.
Because you can use water with it and a little Q-tip and smooth anything you want to smooth on it at all. I'm trying to add someone in here who, Aidan. I don't know if I've sent him a link. I hope he gets the idea now. So Aidan's never joined a hangout before, so it's interesting to see how he gets on. And our local guy to us at about the same distance away in the other direction that Rantle is in the opposite direction from me. So it's the local people as opposed to the further away people.
Yeah, you're sure taking over.
And completely so too. Because you're probably I'm trying to think who would be further away from here, Tasmania or is it Washington State you're in or Oregon State, Joe?
Washington
State.
State.
Yeah. I don't know.
Tasmania would be further away because it's like 11 hours ahead of us, whereas Washington State's about 8 hours behind us.
So
Time-wise.
in theory, therefore, yeah, it's tomorrow with Keith, of course. So.
Yep.
It's 4
And,
here now on Tuesday.
God help us. Of course, if the handy thing about knowing Keith, the handy thing about knowing Keith is if the world ends tomorrow, he'll tell us beforehand.
Sorry.
It's handy to know
It'll happen to you
because
first, Keith.
If the world ends tomorrow, you'll give us a warning.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're going first, man.
Oh no, what's it? I was looking at a thing. I saw a thing published yesterday on Google or the BBC or something. It showed you where all the impact hits were throughout the world. You know where all the impacts of meteorites have been. And I would not want to live in the US because the US is virtually red, and the rest of the world is sort of blue and green. Sort of makes you think perhaps aliens are doing something.
That's why all those disaster movies are all based in the States.
Oh dear, oh dear. As opposed to disastrous movies are all based in the States. Decisions. How many more fibers should I commit to?
How much can your mental process?
Well, it's been a while. It's been a while since I did the 580 that are in it. So, Randall was very nice to me today. He brought me that.
Oh, nice one.
As in return for a favor, and I was shocked and very pleased. I've been looking at add-on parts and so on, Randall.
Least I could do, mate.
Oh, I know, but the egg creation stuff, the egg creation decals, they don't seem to be available except from Cult TV person seems to have them in stock. But on looking at a review, they're actually printed on a dot matrix printer. They don't. It's funny from a distance they probably look fine, but up close you can actually see the individual dots of what it must have been when he was manufacturing. Color. Yeah. Plus, he's done them in a very strange. How would you describe it? Almost like a pinky pinky. It doesn't look like the right color for the ship because it's supposed to be like a bluey green. I thought for the Enterprise, but I'll look into it further. It's something for the future. I'll not be building it anyway soon, so.
I can wait.
It will. I know. See, Christina Pritchard was posting all sorts of pictures today on Facebook of Queens. All the Queen Mary and the Queen Elizabeth, the Queen QE2 and the whatever's the other one.
Queen Mary 2, Queen Elizabeth, and the Queen Victoria. Apparently, they were all doing sort of like a three-ship dance in the. What's the river comes through Liverpool?
It must be Liverpool somewhere, isn't it?
Yeah, it was
She
Liverpool.
loves
Yeah.
Way, so, yeah, that's where Christina
It
lives.
was the 175th anniversary of the Cunard line.
Right. Strange. I'm
They were
surprised they didn't do
celebrating,
it.
so
It's a strange place.
they couldn't wait another. Yeah. Do the bicentennial, like, so they just thought they'd get in the act with 175 years.
Yeah. Oh, it's all free publicity. Free publicity for cruise ships.
That's it.
I'm going to try that.
It'd been a nice one to watch.
It would, yeah. The Red Arrows were there as well.
The trainers.
Yeah. They do a thing here in Northern Ireland every year. There's an air show every September. They do it. They're doing it 2 days this year, aren't they? You were saying, Randall?
They are, yep. Both days in Portrush. They're probably going to open one day and close the show the next day or something like that. They usually either an opening act or a finale.
Yeah.
Yeah, fingers crossed for the weather.
Your sound's much better, Randall.
Always the big if in our part of the world.
Yes, well, yeah.
Pardon?
Your sound is much better.
Yeah, it is.
I've got earphones with a mic.
Yeah, it
I've
definitely
had
makes a
for a
difference.
long time,
Yeah.
and finally getting around to using it. Finally got something I can actually use them on.
Right.
Well, a lot of the
Sounds good, doesn't it?
Okay.
A lot of the old laptops don't have a lot of the noise cancelling and all that type of stuff. So it's not bad to have headphones and microphone and stuff like that. Stop them from interfering with one another.
Keith, are you on a laptop or a desktop?
Mm-hmm.
It's a laptop, but I went crazy because I've got a server up in the house and it's ridiculously spec'd, but I bought myself a laptop, and I'm a particular fan of Asus or Asus, however you want to say it.
Asus, we would say Asus over here, yeah.
Yeah, so do we. So, but everyone goes, no, it's Asus. Anyway, I got one of theirs, and I paid like $1,600 or $1,700 for it, and it had the whole line seemed to have a problem with it. It just kept on falling over all the time.
Their service record in the UK is awful. They've been on so many different consumer programs. Their equipment's. I have a 4K monitor at work, which is an Asus monitor. And it's good in that respect, but their reputation here in the UK is terrible. Hi, Aidan. Hi, Aidan. Can you hear us? Hello. Are you receiving me?
Where is he?
He's only
He's Black Square.
he's only in Newton Stewart, but it's not that far away. So
Hello, folks.
I think
Just a wee dander down the road from you, Liam.
yes, exactly. And a dander in the opposite direction.
Moscow calling.
I
Moscow.
think the issue might be. I think the issue may be similar to the issue we have with Randall. Aidan, are you on the tablet? Are you on the BlackBerry? Is that what?
Yeah, I'm on the tablet, Liam. Yeah.
Yeah. Again, it should work. I mean, I've done these with an iPad, but We've lost your picture again. You started coming and going.
That's all right. I'm out in the shed, you see, so reception mightn't be the best.
No, it should be all right. It is working.
Hear you,
We're
Grant.
seeing. Yeah. This.
That might not be a good thing.
Yeah. I think this is your first time, isn't it? As we
Yes,
were
I'm
a virgin. We always call you a virgin when you're first hangout. So, how are you getting on with the Freddy build?
Well, I haven't really done anything this past week, Liam. Of a daughter and her husband and 3 young children, so we doubled the family overnight.
Oh God, right there, all visiting. So yeah, well, that's why you're out in
All
the shed,
visitors
yes.
there. So, well, interesting enough, he's American Air Force based over at Milton Hall. So, interesting conversations.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
of course, yeah, very nice. As a air crew or as a ground crew?
Ground communications.
Right. What used to be based here in Derry?
That's it.
Back in the good old days.
Milton Hall is the heavy. Some interesting to say that whenever I got a few Guinness into him,
And then of course you can't tell us, or you'd have to kill us. I know, I understand. Yes.
I don't know. There's suspicious goings on around my house. You know?
Oh.
These guys that are talking into wee buttons on their lapels or something like that.
Oh. So
Keep
what
tapping their ear.
what sort of aircraft would they be flying then? Or is it purely communications he wouldn't be involved in? There's no actual aircraft where he is then?
Oh, there is. It's all heavies.
Right, all like bombers basically.
All transport.
B-52s.
Yeah, and there was support missions there.
Right,
Direct
yeah.
from the base.
I mean, there aren't any B-52s in the UK, are there, Grandad?
I think there's one coming over next week.
Right. Didn't think they would be
Mm-hmm.
something you see here that often, but would be worth seeing, yes. Do you go to the air show, Aidan? At Portrush. It's not coming and going a bit, is it?
I went 2 years ago, Liam, and it was cold. It would have blown the head off you. I was there about 5 minutes, put my rucksack
that's
down in
true.
the middle of freshly produced dog poo,
Oh dear.
and I couldn't hold the children any longer. We just had to go. We went to Derry, and then we
I see. You decided to go to the
It
centre
wasn't
of
a
this.
great thing.
Sure. It was Friday night.
That was the day I nearly gave up myself.
Yeah, I know a lot of people complain.
I went to
it's-
Ramore Head and nearly got blown off it.
It's a scary spot up there, but well, can only hope this year's weather's
At
a bit.
least last year was good. Last
Yeah, because
year was really good. We had good weather and other side of the town, so you're actually closer to the flight lines. So
And
if
they've
you do get any fast jets, they're not wee tiny in the distance.
yeah, and they've changed it all now. It all runs along the beach, doesn't it, rather than where it used to be along the.
Sort of, if you can imagine, well, if you know Portrush at all, it's from sort of like Lansdowne down to the East Strand,
Right.
and a lot more people are a lot closer to the flight line. The
It's
flight
not
line's only like a few hundred yards out to sea. It's not like half a mile away.
much more impressive. Yeah.
And the weather was a lot better that last year, which helped a lot too.
It's the surprising thing is, Keith, if you're wondering this, that we're talking about the first week in September. You know, when
Yeah.
the weather you would hope would still be a bit decent, but it's Northern Ireland, so it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
But it's still, you know, I've been at it a few times, and if you're in the aircraft, it's not bad. You obviously can't get up close and personal with them, which is the only thing. Though funny, there was a program, I don't know if you saw it, Randall Flog It, is that program on BBC? It's all about antiques and you know, buying things and selling them at auction. And the one that was on today was at RAF Duxford, and it just made me want to go even more to visit. So I'm hoping when my daughter
Duxford.
starts her job in September, she'll be in Cambridge a lot more. Obviously, she'll be living there, so there may be more opportunities to visit because it's just outside Cambridge. So we'll see what happens. Fingers crossed.
Yeah, but you've also got a military museum there as well.
Yeah, worth a visit. And you pass it when you're travelling from Stansted Airport up to Cambridge, so it's handy enough either on the way down or the way back. So I make a point. If I can persuade Karen that it's worth visiting, we'll see.
Whenever I went over to... Sorry, Randall.
Nope, hadn't said anything.
Well, go ahead, Ian.
So I went over to visit, took the son. My son is 3 days younger than my grandson, but we went over to visit them last Christmas, and we got on to both bases over at Lake and Heath and Mildenhall.
Right.
And it's just amazing. You go through the gates and you're into America.
Yeah. I was like,
You know, it really is. You know,
the first-
everything's American from some.
the first job I ever applied for was in when the US base was still in Derry. It was a summer job. I was trying to get in the in their it's their supply place. What's it called? It's a place where they sell everything.
Oh, right.
It's the same as a NAFI used to be in the Army Air Force type of thing in the UK. Well, basically, the whole base was it was based on 110 volts for a start. They didn't even use 240 volts in the base in the Waterside in Derry. And then you went into the shop stroke store, which is where I was trying to get the job, and everything, they had all the stuff that we couldn't get in the 70s. You're sort of going, oh, wow, you know, all this comics and you know, you name it, they had it on sale. But it was only available within the base. You couldn't get. But unfortunately, I didn't get that job. So, this back in the days when
That was like
was raised just next door to it was Cluny base there,
which is now going to be
and
Olsen.
she got it. Yep, she got introduced to all things American, root beer, Twinkie bars, Hershey's, everything else, and Welch's grape juice. So the first time the two of us went to America, we went to Florida, and when I was in sorting out the rental for the car, I came back out, and there she was, can of Welch's grape juice in one hand, Twinkie bar in the other hand. She was back home.
And probably saying, "It doesn't taste as nice as I remember."
That was the guy down in Derry. He had to meet this guy that worked at the naval base, the American naval base, and the guy didn't know which house it was, so he asked directions, and the guy says it's easy. It's the one painted battleship grey.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah. Oh, those were the days.
The Messy Eagle.
Yep. Someone stopped me the other day. The man looked about 92, and he was walking across the Peace Bridge, and he wanted to know was that HMS Sea Eagle, but Ebrington wasn't Sea Eagle, or was it? I'm not sure. I wasn't sure then.
It was, yeah, at one time. Belonged to it was HMS Sea Eagle.
Yeah.
Before it became Ebrington Barracks.
Right.
During the bad old days and the troubles.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Very different use from what its previous use was.
quite a change now.
It's changed a bit, yes. Have you been in it since it was all?
Yeah, I was been down. I was down at yeah. There was a Beach Boys concert I was at down at
Yeah,
it,
yeah.
and
That's right.
had a good wander around the place.
It is
When I say
impressive.
Beach Boys, I meant Beach OAPs.
Yes, Beach OAPs, exactly. Yes, that was the day of my sister-in-law's 50th birthday. We were across town at a birthday party,
Right.
and you could hear all the music, good vibrations, and all the rest of it all playing in the background.
Was Brian Wilson there?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Well, I suppose
Yeah, he was.
He has to be the only one.
Yeah, I think he's the only one original.
Yeah, he
The
was.
original one left, I
Spaced
think.
out there, perhaps. Oh, what do you all use sprue cutters?
Yep.
Yep.
Several
Yeah.
pair.
I got these. Yeah, I got these, and they're excellent. But I don't know if it's the plastic in this kit. It doesn't matter how careful I am when I'm cutting it; it seems to break. I'm almost thinking of using a file instead of cutting, but
Yeah.
The ones I use are Exolite,
don't know the
made in
name.
the
now.
States.
Right.
It's I got it at a model show in May, and they're okay. They tend if you hold it too
Very
close,
similar.
they tend to almost rip the plastic.
Yeah, well, the
Yeah.
thing is, these seem very similar to what you have, Keith. There, I mean, they have a very clean edge on them. When you cut, if I cut a piece of sprue like that, you know, it's a perfectly clean edge. It doesn't
Yeah.
compress the plastic at all. But the problem is when you're doing something that you call like these ladders or something. I know if I cut one of those, I don't need these. I'm going to give it a go. But I know if I cut, and of course, it's going to prove me wrong. It's going to, because it's going to do as it's told. Typical. Just try the other
Yeah.
side.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look,
Well,
look.
these are the Xuron ones.
Yeah, which they're
God, they're
they,
good.
they do those here in the UK. They're quite expensive.
Yeah, they're expensive, but they're really good. They cut flush. They're sharp. They're I don't know. I have the Tamiya ones, and these ones are heaps better than the Tamiya ones.
Yeah.
They're just really nice. I like them.
Yeah, I think it may be the plastic in this is so brittle that any flexion at all just cracks. It is a really old kit, so that's probably as part of the reason.
I just try
It's like when you're
I try to cut like my first cut is way away from the plastic, so I can relieve some of the tension off of it.
Yeah, the problem with some of these parts is that there literally is there's no space. You just can't get at them. And I know what you're saying. If I try and cut back from where it joins the part, it just shatters for some reason. It just seems to be very brittle plastic. That's
Wow.
They always say that's a problem with those clear kits, the Deep Space Nine and the Enterprise.
which clear kits, the clear plastic's always brittle.
Yeah, they're lethal.
Anytime I'm cutting off a canopy or something like that, I have to cut like at least half a millimeter back from where it joins onto the part,
Yeah,
where
yeah.
the sprue joins onto the part,
I've seen
then
people.
very carefully slice.
I've seen people do. They heat up the knife and cut it with a hot knife instead of trying to cut
Yeah.
it, you know, with a
You need
blade.
a bit- if you're working with something like a canopy, you need to vary into the canopy very easily.
Yeah, yeah. It's one of those things again. You know, when it works
Ask me,
great.
ask me how I found that out.
Oh, sorry. How do you know that, Randall? You speak from experience?
Been years ago, I'm afraid so.
I know. It's. I mean, I'll probably tempt fate saying this, but it was funny. It was back at the time I got back into modelling again. It was the same time that I first started chatting to Jack, I was the same as him. The first sort of couple of months, you ended up with plasters and sticking, and pieces of super glue to put the skin back together again, and because of so many cuts. But touch wood, quick. That hasn't been an issue for you. You quite quickly learn to cut away all the time. Never cut towards yourself.
Yeah.
It's funny how
You have
often
to cut away?
It's preferable.
Yeah,
Maybe that's
always
why I go
doable,
through
but
so
it's
much super
preferable.
glue.
Yeah. Okay. No. The problem with super glue is I end up super gluing myself to the model. That's the problem with super glue. I don't like the stuff at all if I can help it.
Well, that's why I only have 3 fingers now.
Fingers, yes, you can't do that anymore.
Now, can you see the... Let me get my thumb in the picture here.
Yeah,
Can you see the piece that's on the tip of my thumb?
yeah.
Okay, there's 12 pieces into that thing.
Ye gods, and photo etch or something, or
No, plastic.
God help us and save us.
my goodness gracious me.
There are days I really wonder if I need the white suit that wraps around.
well, no. I mean, at the end of the day, if you're happy to do it, and you know the work that's gone into it, that this thing is the same but different. I mean, the difference is that's just madness, whereas yours is dedication and skill. But what is it? It's a little fine control panel or something, or what is it?
It's going to be part of the pulley system for the cables.
Right. Yeah. It's like James Frost. When I watched James Frost building the models from paper and card, it just just beyond me how he has the patience at all. I would just be, it would just be thrown away.
I'm being good now. I haven't said any of the bad words I normally say.
Well, no, that's we all do that. Yes, we all do that one. Too often, frankly, but. I notice you're using the Tamiya Extra Thin. I know we do. So
I caught most of that, but not all of it.
I notice you're using the Tamiya Extra Thin.
Yes.
Yeah, I know that's amazing stuff. I mean, we couldn't get it here last year. It was hard to get a hold of, but it's available now. So.
But looks can be deceiving.
Yes.
That's 10x.
Right.
That's Pro Weld.
So you've.
That's the Extra Thin.
Right.
There's the Plastruct.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Why, for example, would you use a Plastruct rather than Extra Thin for strength or something, or?
Actually, the Plastruct, what I've been using that with is, for example, when instead of wasting all of that, when I put this is the Bombay, the sidewalls on the roof.
Uh-huh.
And instead of wasting this, I don't really care for this, but it has a pretty good bond to it, so I use that on this.
Yeah. Is it difficult to get a hold of the Tamiya Extra Thin? Is that the issue?
Well, it's not so much that, it's just I can go down to Spokane and I can get this.
Right. Yeah.
I order online.
It was the same with us. I mean, the Extra Thin wasn't available in the UK at all. You had to get it from eBay or somewhere in China or Japan. But thankfully, they brought it back in again. The other thing that's changing here, I don't know if you've noticed this, Randall, Mr. Hobby stuff seems to be becoming generally available now in the UK, where it's been very difficult to get hold of it.
It started appearing in the some of the model shows over in the mainland there.
Yeah.
That's where I was starting to get it myself. I got a bottle of the Mr. Hobby Extra Thin Cement. Works exactly the same way as the Tamiya stuff.
Yeah, but it's the art of the paint and the Mr. Surfacer and so on. I want to try and get hold of that stuff if I can too. Hi, Jack.
Yeah, it's starting to arrive here. I use that myself actually. That's this stuff here.
I haven't seen I get a hold of some of it. Yeah. Hi, Jack. Is this a holiday in the States?
It is.
Labor Day? No, what would it be called?
Memorial Day.
Memorial Day.
Memorial
Sorry.
Day, yeah.
Yeah. I didn't
Yes.
realise. So, no, it's a bank holiday here too. That's why I'm on a little bit earlier this evening. I tend to do this every Monday night now for anyone that's about, but it's we get a different bunch every time. How are we all set for this Saturday? Okay.
You mean for across the pond?
Yes.
Sure.
That's good. No,
Yes.
I know.
Yes.
I know the last one you had to pull out at the last minute, so.
Yeah. I'll have it back. I mean, it's. I had to have a break of some sort. I was back all bushy-tailed for the Sunday hangout.
Yeah. I watched it. Yeah. So.
What, a week and a half ago, maybe a week ago? No, a week ago. So, yeah, we're going to have Across the Pond on Saturday, 8 a.m. Eastern. That makes it 1 o'clock in the UK.
Yeah.
And on Sunday...
A bit too early for Joe, I think.
Oh, definitely.
Joe? Yeah, a little early for Joe.
But it's what time it's.
Anybody that lives out west does a lot of sleeping. I don't know what it is. They sleep all the way wee hour in the morning. I mean, all the way, till noon.
And stay up way too late.
Yes. Well, we all do that one sometimes, but.
Is it morning in Tasmania?
Very early.
Yeah, it is indeed. It's nearly 5:30 in the morning.
Jeez. I think he's a vampire. He don't sleep.
Yes, I'm convinced of that.
Does 5:30 in the morning actually exist?
Yeah.
I can testify it does.
Yeah. Oh, you see, he doesn't know what work, as you say, Keith. He doesn't remember. We require to be a health worker. Middle of the night and all the rest of it. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Retirement has to have some benefits.
Oh, yes, I know. It's surprising, however, how many modelers do stay up till the wee hours. Some of the people in Amazing Plastic, I can see sometimes who's online when I get up at 7 in the morning, which is it can be what's that between 10 in the evening and 2 in the morning in American terms, and even when I'm at work then at 9 a.m. there are still people who are up modelling at 4 in the morning. So that's dedication for you.
Is that or they're working to a deadline?
Yes, that as well. Yes.
I've seen myself working to 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning if the competition's coming up.
Can hardly hear you, Aidan.
Is the voice breaking up?
No,
Randall, everybody.
I mean, very quiet there. I tried to do it on the phone. I don't know if you can hear me any better.
That's better. Yeah, got you there.
I can't see anything.
Well, that's the problem with the phone. That's always going to be an issue. It's the same thing. As Randall knows, we had this discussion this evening a couple of times about what we connect with and so on.
Yeah.
And I think a decent PC laptop or a desktop really is necessary. You can get away with a phone and get away with a tablet a little bit, but if you want to really sort of be involved and do what you want to do, and perhaps show stuff on screen and so on, then you need a much better machine.
Give it like 2 or 3 years. That'll all go away. You know how technology is.
We'll all be doing it on our phones or something, or our watches. Look at my latest model. You can see it down here. So.
That's what I was saying.
We'll be doing even that.
Does your bank holiday have a name, like Memorial Day here? I mean, does it have like a name? Or is it because the United States is shut down there, the rest of the world?
Just bank holiday?
Is that what it is? You know, I didn't know this. So I was listening on the radio. I was around in 1971, but I was, 8 years old maybe? In 1971 was the first Memorial Day. I didn't know that.
Right.
Yeah.
Did you know that there, Mr. Joe?
Truthfully, no, I didn't.
So you're well, you're like what, 28, 29, maybe 30, perhaps. So you wouldn't remember. That's right. You wouldn't remember.
You're not that much older than me.
Oh, so I'm not the kid. Yeah, good. I'm not the kid here. That's always good to know.
We're all fair, well. I think I'm probably the eldest. I'm have to admit that here. It's a bad sign when I'm the oldest in a meeting.
Yeah, when I was a kid, everybody was older
What
than
did
me.
you do?
Now, as the years pass by, I wish I was younger.
I don't mind how old I get. I just wish I'd held on to my hair better.
We weren't using the right stuff. That's what it was.
No.
I'm 58, Aidan.
Yeah.
You've only got a couple of years.
I say I knew that. I knew you weren't older, so
I know. How long? You look.
It's the grey thatch.
I'm 53 and 5/6.
At least you have a thatch.
Oh dear. Wait, Jack needs to let you all know what his secret is.
Okay, there's a secret here that I need to know.
Well, you've got more thatch than I have.
More facts?
And
Thatch.
way more than me.
Thatch on top, a roof.
Oh,
Hair.
thatch.
Hair.
Yeah, but it's kind of turning a little gray there, you know?
Well, I'm way ahead of you in that respect. So.
Well, yeah, the Irish do get snow on the roof a lot quicker.
Yes. It's a cold.
My snow came and then blew off.
It's really.
What are you working?
It's really funny because for the longest time, I think my brother, my eldest brother's 14 years my elder. I think the last time I saw him, he had hair color, but next time I saw him, maybe a few years later, it was salt and pepper. It was so unusual. Our family don't grow gray too fast. So I think it's all in your blue jeans.
It's all in your jeans, yes. That was definitely.
Yeah.
Eastern Europeans typically don't get gray very fast. That's my background and very direct.
Yeah. What are you working on, Jack?
I'm working on a very popular starship model. I'm working on a very, very popular starship. I don't even think it's a starship necessarily. It's very popular. It's called the Maquis Raider.
Oh, Maquis Raider, yeah.
Very popular. Very popular. So I'm hogging out all these holes so light can come out from it. You know, we work so hard to keep light leaks from happening, and now in this kit we're promoting them. So that's what I'm doing. Keith knows full well what the. I'm almost done with all these holes, Mister.
Yeah.
Almost.
Because it's not just, unfortunately, with the Maquis Raider, it's not just a matter of drilling the holes out like the windows. You actually need to like clone out the back of the plastic and leave certain parts and take other parts out. So it's a little bit trickier than.
It is a little trickier, and unlike you, I can't just fart and it works. You know. I actually have to work hard at it.
It's staying up late or getting up early and doing it. Perhaps that's what it is.
Yeah, trust me, you spend enough time on it, it'll work out.
I love the English language. There's so many funny sounding words like fart, and booger is another funny sounding word, a booger. You know what a booger is in Ireland, don't you?
Yes,
well, of course we do.
Something that escapes from your nasal passages.
We call them bogies over here. We call them bogies.
Bogies and burgers. I would call it a burger. Did you see the big vote in Ireland, Jack?
I did.
Well,
And I think what's interesting is it's the first country to vote for it, as opposed to legislating it. And I think it's because the Catholic Church has made a few missteps in the past several centuries. You know? And the Irish were sober enough to realize that, ironically enough, and allow it to go into referendum and have passed by the people. And I think that's quite extraordinary. If there wasn't a bird flipped to the Catholic Church, that certainly was.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
it's crazy. I mean,
That's
I don't mind you being Catholic. I don't mind you being faithful and worship. But as far as a corporation goes, the Catholic Church pretty much sucks.
yes.
You know, modern corporations are based on the Vatican hierarchy. You know that. You got your CEO and you got your board of directors, just like the cardinals and the Pope.
Yep. Capitalism.
Yep.
Oh, that was an interesting one. And then here in Northern Ireland, because we weren't part of that, now they're all saying it needs to be the same here, but I can't see it happening anytime soon.
No, I think in the UK it's already passed, but I think the individual states got to pass it.
Civil partnership, but not
Oh, okay. Well,
not same-sex marriage. It's funny.
yeah.
And the silly thing is,
in other words, separate but equal, like that works.
the silly thing is, if it's same-sex marriage now in the Republic of Ireland, the problem is that the Catholic Church won't perform it.
Well, that's okay.
I know,
That's
but
fine.
yeah, but it's good to see. It's good to see.
No, I'm fine with the Catholic Church not performing it. I'm perfectly fine because, quite frankly, I think we've figured out you don't need a church to get married. And aside from that, I don't know what the status of civil liberties are in Ireland, but here in the States, marriage is granted by the state.
Yeah, he's got to
not
go.
by the church.
Okay.
The beloved called.
Oh, no, I know the problem. I'll be going short of myself in some reason.
I'll talk to you later, guys.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.
Hey, Ian, nice to talk to you.
Bye. You too.
That's Aidan's first time, Jack. He's another local guy to me. He's about 25 miles away. Randall, would that be right? Yeah. So,
Yeah, about it, yeah.
he's a big
Me.
Aidan Duddy, yes. It's
Aidan's a good name.
He's a big aircraft builder, modeler. That's his main thing. So, about like
Yay! We need more airplane builders.
well, that's what I'm doing at the minute. So. Oh dear, oh dear. You haven't been tempted since, Jack? You haven't done any more aircraft?
Well, I've done a couple of jets.
Yeah.
One rather successfully, the others not so.
Well, the principles are the same. So.
Well, yeah. I mean, after you build a few, you get pretty proficient at it. I guess I'm working my way up to a real starship.
Just thinking, I'm working my way up to proficient as well.
Oh dear. Well, if you're proficient, Joe, we have an over the hell.
I said I'm working my way up to it. I haven't got there yet.
Oh dear, oh dear. I'm just going to stop the hangout, guys, because I'm going to delete shortly and just stop the broadcast first.